And Dr. Williams, let's start out with that fateful time in 2003 when you decided, the heck with it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to tell the world that I was not in my best of health and that I learned some things that are contrary to what's being taught. And I changed my life and I decided to tell everybody about it. Can we start back in 2003 as to how your life changed and why?
Showed up at my cardiology meeting, American College of Cardiology, in March of 2003, and I did what most of us doctors would do every now and then, and I think I hadn't done it in 2 or 3 years, was to measure my cholesterol. So when I got my LDL of 170 in the Lipitor booth, I assumed that Pfizer was just trying to sell me drugs and it wasn't real. I never had an LDL of 170. That would be fatal if I left it there. The next great fortune for me is that right that week, as I was, changing to a plant-based diet, the David Jenkins portfolio diet was published in the Journal of American Medical Association. It's March of 2003.
Surprised to see that number had climbed from around 110 or so that I recalled to 170. Thought it was actually a trick by the pharmaceutical industry to try to get me to take a drug. I went to their competitor and did it again. It was 169. So I went vegan that day. I went vegan that day.
I was always worried about, not getting the animal protein. So until the movie Forks Over Knives came out, I wasn't absolutely vegan. I was eating zero cholesterol. Okay, which meant that I was eating egg whites. And once
I went vegan that day.
And when these people are communicating their message, they interchange the word vegan and plant-based, and they persuade the audience to eat a specific way under the description of plant-based when it's not even specifically defined as to what a plant-based diet is. In this example, you can see here that Dr. Kemme Williams ate what he described a plant-based or vegan diet from the year 2003. But then he later describes that he changed his diet and stopped eating egg whites when Forks Over Knives came out, when Forks Over Knives didn't come out until 2011. And that's problematic because if you're using a specific subset of language to communicate to people, our understanding of what veganism is, or a vegan diet, and what a plant-based diet is not what your behavior is portraying.